Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Art Is You podcast. I'm your host, Carly Scott, and today we are talking about fitting in and belonging. I wrote some notes on this topic because I have a lot of thoughts about it, and I kind of just want to ramble, and I probably will end up just letting my thoughts flow. But I'll kind of just start by reading some of my notes and just expanding on them. But essentially, for most of my life, I was trying to fit in order to find belonging, I guess, in different groups and places, friendships, relationships, family, my religion, all this stuff. I was trying to fit in order to belong. And the funny thing about that I realize now that I couldn't see at the time is that I was never belonging when I was altering myself to fit into certain groups, or in certain instances, it's really just acting out a part that is expected of you and that fits the environment. This can be not always bad, right? It can be a cool skill to have, to be able to go to school and be what your teachers need you to be and show up well for them, and then go home and be who your family needs from you and show up well for them. Switch for the different settings and relationships. Things about that skill, probably super helpful. But if you are constantly doing this to the point where you don't even have a space where you get to just be you or feel safe to just be you, then where do you belong? If you don't have anywhere you can do that, if you have to conform in every environment you go into, then you're not actually belonging there, I guess, as far as when you truly belong, it's you that's you belong, not the fitting in version of you that's not actually you, that's changing yourself, you know what I mean? So I guess this episode is me trying to find the words to explain to past me how fitting in, while it can give you some there's benefits to it, and we're going to talk about it. It does have some benefits. Why it was never going to give me what I was really searching for, right? The only reason I was doing all that stuff to fit in is because I wanted so badly to truly belong. And so I was actually never going to find that belonging by continuing to try to fit in better or into a different place or a different group or whatever. I finally realized that I needed to stop trying to fit in places, figure out who even am I, and what do I believe? What do I like? What do I care about? What do I want to show up as? And all this stuff. Actually looking at how I want to be, what I align with, and then going out into the world from that space of knowing who you are. And this is a process that takes a lot of time, and I'm still in it. I think it's probably a lifelong process, but the first step is becoming aware of it. For me, it was becoming aware of the fact that I had always been trying to fit in since the time I was literally a baby. Okay, I'm laughing at that because, a baby's not thinking I'm trying to fit in or whatever, but I was born into a religious group where my dad was a pastor at a church, and so I was a pastor's kid, and my mom's like the pastor's wife. And so there's this dynamic of, from the time I was born, learning the rules, the expectations, and everything that went along with being a part of that group. So in a way, I was taught to fit in so early and honestly conform, because that is how you like are not punished in a place like that, or like in a family like that. Like you conform and you don't even realize it's conforming. You think this is just, you know, this is what a good little Christian girl would do, or whatever, like they tell you. And so you're like, I guess I'm just like supposed to do this, and this is how I'm supposed to develop as a person, by just kind of being told like, this is what you should believe, this is what life's about, this is how it ends, this is what happens when you die. Like all that stuff was just kind of given to me and laid out from such an early age and reinforced. And of course, like how you should act, dress, talk, what you should do with your life, like all of this stuff is very heavily influenced by that group. And like your family, if they're also a part of that group, and all of that stuff. So fitting in was so baked into me, literally baked. I was baked in the womb to fit in. But that's what it feels like, you guys. Like this is why I wasn't aware. This is why I'm trying to find the words for like past Carly to help her, because she was I was gonna say brainwashed, but I know that's gonna make some people so mad. So maybe we'll just leave that in there to piss some people off. But I was taught from the time I was born to be a certain way and believe certain things. And I, you know, maybe like 3-ish years ago now, was more vocal about, or was the first time I guess I was openly vocal maybe about the fact that like I was not a Christian anymore, and I like a lot of my beliefs don't align with that, and I'm just not a part of it anymore. And that has been a really hard thing in my life personally, because again, pastor's kid growing up, and I think I had a little bit of naivety going into this process, because again, I had been fitting in my whole life. I didn't really know what would happen if I stopped. I didn't. Like, I was so naive about it too, that I even assumed that people, I guess, would just still accept me and still like, I don't know, just be like open to like me evolving, I guess, and like having different thoughts, learning different things, and yeah, changing my beliefs, and also just like learning and figuring out like who I am and who I want to be. I think I was naive about that process. Just people that I cared about, I really just assumed something even that big, like I guess I know from being in that group like how big something like that is when you like leave the religion. It's a really big deal to the people that are still in it, and to me, I mean, it was a big deal to me, but just in a different way. And so I guess the purpose of this part of the story is, I understand why people are afraid to stop fitting in when they've been doing it for so long, and that fitting in is earning them, in some cases, like love, respect, validation, and just like even kindness from the people that are in that group that you're trying to fit in with. Because even if, you know, when you can just feel someone's energy change, even if like they are technically saying nice things to you, but you can just tell they're like, you know, they're disappointed, they're judging you, they don't agree with you, they kind of pity you, whatever it is. Like, you just feel that change, especially when it's someone you know really well. You know, you kind of bring something up and you feel that vibe of like, okay, like, maybe I shouldn't have talked to this person about this. But these are important things to learn. Like, it's a learning process when you go from like fitting in your whole life to trying to like start to like express yourself authentically for the first time, to be honest with yourself, with the people in your life, and be authentic. Like, it will be a shock to yourself and the people around you when this happens. So what I tell my past self, it was worth it to stop trying to fit in, even though it completely broke my heart to see reactions to me stop trying to fit in, I guess. Yes, it's so worth it. And the reason why is because you cannot truly belong somewhere if you're just fitting in the whole time and like never letting yourself be you. Because even if you look like you belong from the outside, like from the outside looking in, people are like, oh yeah, that person definitely belongs to this group because they're playing the part, you know, like they look the part, they embody the part, they even believe the part, you know, like I believed all this stuff so genuinely, like, but I was also trying so hard. I was trying so hard to fit in, and I just always felt bad, like I wasn't doing enough. And I honestly think this is a common struggle for a lot of people in religion. And even if you like are still in religion, I would encourage you to not be in a constant state of shame and beating yourself up. Because like, I'll look back at journal stuff from when I was a Christian, and I swear like everything I wrote was just like, I'm so bad, and like I'll be better. And it's like, I wasn't even bad. Like, what was I even worried about all the time? Like, oh my God, like I could have been doing so much more, caring about other things, or like figuring out myself and like enjoying things. But instead I was constantly just like, I'm not enough. I'm bad. Help me do better. Like, no, like I'm still trying to be better all the time now, but I'm not like beating myself up all the time in my head and like shaming and like, you're not doing good enough. If you were just better and you fit in more and you were a better Christian, you're better all these ways, like then you would feel better. Then you would feel like you truly belonged if you were whatever. But in reality, what has made me feel like I belong is accepting and loving myself for me, not the part of me that is trying to like present a certain way and be like, I have this like image of I'm Carly, the photographer, or something. I don't even know. Like, I just feel like I belong when I'm able to be myself and almost feel like I can, yeah, express myself authentically, and I'm well received. That's where I feel like I belong. And even if it's just me in my car, I feel safe here. I feel well received by myself. It's scary because there's a camera, and that means someone else later might watch this and not receive me well. But I've done a lot of work on this, I think, and I'm a lot better at being okay with people not agreeing and receiving me. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna post this even though I'm a little terrified. But essentially, I feel like I belong right now in my car. And a lot of people would judge me for things I've said in this podcast. But like, I accept me. I get it. I'm here. Sometimes you just need to be your own friend. And then start to find people who like mesh with your true personality. And that like enjoy talking to you and being around you, and they don't make you feel bad when you have it authentic moment. You know, you do something like a little silly or whatever. Like, the right people will enjoy it, okay? The wrong people will think it's fucking weird, and we can just, like, you know, figure out who those people are that are your people, and the other people, like, it's okay, do whatever you want. Like, I think I'm constantly changing. I might not be the same person tomorrow, but today I still have like a little bit of guard up, I guess, when it comes to being my authentic self. You could say a lot of bit of a guard up. And in certain situations, I will still absolutely protect myself if I feel like the vibes are weird or whatever. Like, I won't be received well if I am authentic or, like, even honest about, like, my thoughts about a certain topic or whatever. Like, I think it's okay to read the room and then also just protect yourself if you feel like it's not a safe space to, like, really express yourself, if you know what I'm saying. So that's totally fine. I definitely still have to, like, guard myself because I'm still learning how to feel comfortable being myself, safe being myself, and also just, yeah, like, who to share that with, who I can maybe be. Like, I think it's okay to sometimes use that, like, I'm just gonna, like, try to fit in today because I don't want to have to deal with anything. Like, do you know what I'm saying, though? Like, anyway, I think that was something, too, that, first of all, I didn't know I was fitting in because it was just trained into me from so young that, like, conforming was just what you did. Anyway, I totally lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. I said something about, like, conforming. I don't even know. But I'm gonna read a little note that I wrote in my phone. It says, when I belong to myself, I belong anywhere I go. Right? So that's what I was talking about when I was talking about being alone in my car. Like, I can belong even if I'm around people who don't accept me. Like, if I belong to myself, that's okay. And, like, I think, I don't know, like, I might be a kind of person who only has, like, a few close people in my life that I feel, like, totally safe to be myself with. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I just don't really know yet. I'm still figuring this out, this side of trying to conform to everything. But I want to belong to myself. Okay, next one. You will never truly belong to yourself until you can let go of needing to fit in. And that's where the freedom comes in, you guys. So when you let go of needing to fit in, all the fears come up, right? Like, what are they gonna think? What will they say? What will they do? Oh no! People might freak out. People might say, like, why are you acting different? Why are you acting weird? Whatever. Like, that's scary. And those fears are real. And dealing with that stuff can be hard, uncomfortable, and painful, especially as you're changing and you're still getting used to yourself. And you're like, oh my gosh, like, I think I'm excited about this. Like, I feel like I get to express myself, but if people aren't receiving it well, it can be really scary when you're, like, first trying, you know? Been there. It's terrifying. Okay, next bullet point. If you are no longer attached to fitting in, you can take time to figure out what you like, what you care about, even if it's not popular. Okay, so if you stop fitting in, you guys, you're no longer thinking about what does that group think looks good? What does this person think looks good? What does she think looks cool? What does he think? You know what I mean? Like, you're asking yourself. So when you stop fitting in, you can just ask yourself, what do you want? What do you like? You. Not them. You. I feel like I'm talking to, like, I don't even know. I don't know why I do this when I'm talking to the camera. Okay, create vision boards for yourself. That can help you with this process of, like, what do you want? What do you care about? Like, find things you like that you're drawn to. And even if it surprises you, like, why am I drawn to that? I don't know, was that weird that I like that? Just let yourself, like, create a secret board on Pinterest so nobody else sees it, and just let yourself, like, explore. What do you like? Create a vision board. What do you want your life to look like? Write down your dreams and goals and make one tiny step towards your dream life. Like, what am I even writing notes about now? Okay. Like, literally, I'm like talking about living your dream life all of a sudden. Okay, maybe these notes are for another time. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Essentially, though, I need to wrap up this episode. My thoughts are getting all over the place, but I would like to encourage anyone who has that feeling of, I feel like I don't really belong. I feel like I'm hiding. I feel like I'm not really being myself. I feel like I don't even know who that is. Like, I just feel so, you almost feel just kind of restricted. You don't even know what's in there because you've been like pushing it down for so long. You're like, I don't even know what's in there. I'm scared to look. I've just been like trying to push it down and just conform and give people what they want. So nobody's mad. Like, same girl, same. But then you start actually like looking at the stuff, seeing what's in there, seeing, what you like, what you don't like. Maybe that part of your personality that other people thought was weird or too loud or too silly or too goofy or too crazy. I don't know. Maybe that's what you find in there and you're like, wait, I forgot about this and I actually love this about myself. And maybe it's beliefs and you're like, whoa, like I didn't know I believed that. Or like, do I actually believe this? Or is this a belief someone else gave to me? And actually, I think this is really like harmful belief. Like, bye, throw it away. So that's what this process is. You're becoming yourself. You're becoming yourself so you can truly belong. I promise it's worth it, you guys. You can become a crazy person in your car like me if you stop fitting in. I'm just kidding, you guys. But really, please be yourself and have a good day. I'm gonna go home now because it's dark. Bye. Love you.